Yes, I want to say good morning to everyone, and I want to thank you for having me too. Really appreciate it. So this morning I wanted to offer a perspective about TLDs. So the first slide, the power of the internet. I've got up here a familiar statistic from Internet World Stats. 30% of people are online. What's new on their website is their text from Facebook statistics, and I do have a little typo right there, but it meant to say 1/3 of the online world is on Facebook. That's pretty astounding. So a social network community, such as Facebook, I really want to emphasize that word community in the sense that that's what Facebook is. That's obviously a large group of people. And there's a YouTube video called The Social Media Revolution. And in that video, it shows us the reality of what a community can offer brands. So I've got a couple examples there. 37 million people watch both ways. And Ford Explorer had more traffic than what they would have gotten from Super Bowl ads because of the large online community. So moving to the next slide. While the internet amazes us with records of epic numbers like this, mounting and information of ideas going viral faster and faster, I would like to point to human behavior as being behind this. Human behavior started long before the internet. There are certain needs that we're all pre-programmed to pursue for survival: food, shelter, reproduction. All of are best achieved through our natural sense of community. So reviewing some of these here, people like to connect, they thrive in communities. People follow leaders, they like to follow the group, they like to be involved. We can see here that some superstars have more Twitter followers than actual people in country, which is really amazing. And people are passionate, that's innate. People have passion, and that's obviously proved by how many Twitter followers Justin Bieber has. So let's see. Basically, we are community-oriented. We're community beings, and one thing I like to say is it's in our DNA before it was in our DNA. Kind of a little pun there. So let's go to the next slide, please. New TLDs, how will they differ? Well, TLDs are not just an engineering function of the DNS anymore. This conference and the wonderful speakers you have here today are proof that there will be a lot of innovation and a lot of new ways to use new TLDs. Some are new ways to raise money, awareness, new ways to define communities, organizing communities around specific information, location, or special need or product. Applying human behavior to new TLDs, the way it's fueled other aspects of the internet, it seems reasonable. Passion, belief, sharing, a lifestyle, they can all become community around a top-level domain. Corporates would do well to consider branding around not just their name, but perhaps around communities who support their business models and their CSR choices. And the last point on this slide that I want to make is corporate businesses, individuals publish their domain names in the real world and in the hard space that we live in. And that itself will strengthen not just the new TLD, but its community and adoption in general of all the new TLDs. So just before we go to the next slide, I'd like to just say the next few slides are specific to the DotGreen initiative. And the background, obviously it's not hard to read the news. You know, we're all aware of science reports and realize that our planet and its people and animals are facing issues that have compromised our health and represent serious challenges and unknown implications for our future. So if we go to the next slide, please. Okay, imagine what we could accomplish if there was a place where we could all come together. And the next slide, please. A place connected by a common ground and a place for the benefit of our common ground. Next slide. A place without borders that spans nations, languages, politics, and commerce, because there's not one of us as an individual or a nonprofit organization or a corporate business or even a government that alone can solve the challenges that we face today. Next slide. Let's work together for a change. DotGreen. So going to our last slide. DotGreen is an internationally recognized word representing men around the world of hope, future, and life through sustainability. A community forming around some of the most basic of human needs: shelter, safety, and food. At DotGreen, we look forward to a healthy future with shelter being the planet, and a home rich with clean and renewable resources. So that's my presentation for today.
Thanks so much, Annalisa, and look forward to seeing great things to come.
Thank you so much.
For DotGreen, I'd ask the same question.
Or Jolie, you could ask questions for Green if you like.
Which is how are they going to choose who gets a second level domain?
Okay. Annalisa, did you hear the question? Who is and
No, I'm
how?
sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Sure. The question is who and how people will get to choose a DotGreen second level domain.
Okay, second level domain. To be honest, we don't have our policy for second level. You mean, we don't have that policy set up yet, but we're interested in any kind of ideas or feedback.
Okay, Julie and I will grab some coffee and we'll get back to you with some planning.
Okay, perfect.